It's very common for us to have to deal with strangers. And it can be in a couple of different ways. If you think about the offline case, we often have to deal with plumbers and electricians for home. Maybe it's going to the dentist. Or online cases where we're online and we have to give them phone numbers that they can SMS us. And usually this is where telephony is really important, because in both the offline and online cases, usually you need to provide some sort of phone number, and that way they can call you or they can send you a reminder through SMS, and then you might have to respond with yes, like that appointment's still okay. The biggest mistake people make is using their mobile phone numbers in both these situations, the offline and online case. Because what happens is the more people they give these numbers to, the more activity that's happening on their mobile phone. And then it gets to a point where it becomes unusable because you're getting so many incoming calls, and usually they're sales related, that you can't really use your mobile phone anymore. To kind of solve that problem, the best way is to be able to create multiple phone numbers that you can use for these different situations. And I'll give you some examples. So recently I had to do some plumbing at home, and I use MySudo app, and I have a Sudo for home projects. So what I did for that Sudo, I created an email address and a phone number, and I gave that out to the plumbing firm. And then from that point on, when we were talking about the job and scheduling the work, I was able to communicate with them over voice and over SMS by using that Sudo number. And that allowed me to sort of compartmentalize that. I could watch to see if there's any communications coming in, and I could get the job done, but I'm not giving any private information to them. And similar, I'm on a trip at the moment, and I have another Sudo that's a travel Sudo. And what I do there is I give the hotels and the airlines, again, a travel phone number, and they're able to call me, or they're able to send me SMSs to say, you know, there's an update in your flight, or we've got a problem with the hotel, or whatever the issue might be. And the power of compartmentalization is there, because when I'm on the trip, I can be watching my travel Sudo. When I'm doing home projects, I can be watching the home Sudo and see what communication coming in. The big advantage really though is that I'm not giving my personal phone number out to these organizations, and instead I'm giving them a Sudo phone number. The big advantage overall is by not giving out my personal details in any of these different use cases, I'm sort of protecting myself from the organisations I'm dealing with, and also the other organisations that they sell that information to. So I find that having multiple Sudos with multiple different phone numbers able to protect and compartmentalise my interactions.
Get started today at anonymelabs.com.